Welcome to welcome to Survive in the Wilderness with your host Lou. My name is Whispering Cloud, and in this video I would like to demonstrate to you the art of tying knots. One knot in particular. What we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to make a bracelet using the Cobra Stitch knot. This bracelet could be used in cases of emergencies that may arise on your hiking adventures, where you may need an extra length of paracord. And you could wear this bracelet and also take it apart and have a good maybe between 6, 7, 8 foot of length of paracord that you probably may need to tie shelter up with, or whatever purposes you may use it for. This is the Cobra Stitch knot. I want to give you a nice shot of that, front and back. And this is what it looks like. Now what you want to do when you're making it, you got to leave a little loop, which at the bottom you're going to tie a knot, which is going to be put in a loop that secures it. And this is not completed. I'm going to just showing you what I'm going to demonstrate to you from the very beginning. This is something I already started. Okay, it's very easy. So what we're going to do, what you will need is to take a piece of paracord, and you want to measure your wrist. You want to measure your wrist. You want to measure this around your wrist one single time, and you want to double it. So you want to go here, you want to double it, okay? And you want to leave an extra inch. Give yourself an inch or two, because what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to tie a knot. And you're going to need to tie a knot at the end, and that's going to compensate for that extra inch you give it. So here it is. You made the length of your wrist 2 times. You double it up, tie it. Bring it down as far as you can to the end. Okay, there we are. Now you have a knot on one end. Okay, and when you start your stitch, you're going to want to leave a good inch on the top, like this. Alright, now you're going to want to get a piece of paracord that's going to be at least 6.5 feet long. You can always trim it down toward the end, but that's a safe amount of paracord to use along with the this what I just tied for you. Okay, this is the bracelet. This is what's going to be going around your wrist. Now we have to get another paracord that's going to be 6 to 7 foot long to start the stitch around this. It's going to be like this. It's going to start looking like this. Alright, and the trick to this, you got to remember, it's the golden rule: 2 over, 1 under, from left to right. It doesn't matter if you're going to be taking it and looping it over. It has to be over. That the other one on the opposite side has to go over that and then under. So no matter if it's left or right, it has to always remember the golden rule: 2 over, 1 under. Either if it's left or right. 2 over, 1 under. That's the trick of the secret of making a Cobra Stitch. Now I'm going to get my paracord ready. Okay, this is the paracord that I want to show you. It's about 7 feet in length. Alright, this is what you're going to wrap around on the top. And I'm going to show you. Now when you begin to stitch, you're going to put your finger through there like this. You're going to want to have a loop like that at the end, because the knot is what's going to go through that loop and hold it around your wrist. Alright, so we're going to take this paracord. You want to have it evenly. You want to take the paracord, the long paracord that you're going to be making your Cobra Stitch with, and you want to make sure it's even on both ends. You see? That's even. You got to leave it open. Okay, and What I did was I had melted both ends of the paracord so it won't come apart. You want to put a little fire on both ends just to melt them and keep them from coming apart. Now, like I said, you take both ends and make sure they're even. So when you have this long paracord, it's in half now. Okay? Now what you want to do, you want to take this here, with these ends even, and put it over like this. Now you can use something to tie this end up to hold it straight. What you can do is you can tie it to something that's going to hold it both ends like that while you make your stitch. I'm used to doing it, so I don't need to hold it to anything, so I'm going to kind of show you how it's done without it, and it's more like freestyle, and show it to you right now. This is a great knot to make. I love it. It's one of my favorites, the Cobra Stitch, and especially when you could use it as a bracelet and take it apart and use it in case of an emergency situation. Now you take this loop, put it over this loop on top. Like I said, you wanna kind of leave a little loop. Put your finger in there. That should be just enough. Okay, here we are. We're gonna start now. Okay, here we are now. Like I said, you want to get a little loop here on top, and you take, this is what we have here. Show you again real quick. We have this here, the bracelet, what we're going to be putting around your wrist, and this is the extra paracord. You want to make sure they're both equal lengths. Put it in half. You can see that. Okay. Now I'm going to take this here, and you want to make sure this is always straight, nice and tight. And take this loop, put it over, just like that. Taking this, putting it over. You see? Now, what I want to do is go, hold it with your hand. I want to go over, across. See, I'm taking this side here, putting it under this for the first, just to get it started. That is going to be across. This one comes over. Get a little slack on that side. And then this one is going to go under, out through this side. Once you get it started, it's really easy. Just gotta stay at it. Okay, we got it. Now I'm going to pull it through. Okay, now we're starting it. Now we got it. That's your first part right there. It's very, very important. That's your first part. Make sure your finger can fit through. You can always slide it up to take up some slack if you need to. Alright, you want to pull it. I can get a little closer for you. Okay, now this is what we have here. Okay, with the hole. This is the bracelet. You want to make sure it's going to be even. You want to slide it up a little bit. Okay, now you want to pull both ends tight. Now we're going to do the opposite side. You're going to go over, over. This one comes over, and it has to come under from the other side. And pull it through. And you want to pull. Pull it up. Here we are at the beginning of making a Cobra Stitch knot, and pull tight. Make sure your fingers can get through. Make sure, now this is what's going to, at the end, the knot is what's going to be holding this bracelet around your wrist. As it goes through the hole, the knot goes through this loop, right through. Okay, Now it's